gonna find what it is I've been looking for. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep through the jungle of doubt to the river so deep. I know I'm searching for something, something so undefined that it can only be seen by the eyes of the blind in the middle of the night.
This weekend, the CBS Fall Figure Skating Tour features the world's best in team competition.
Now, our competitors. First for Team Canada, world champions, two-time Olympic bronze medalists, Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler.
And not always number one on the judges' scorecard, but often the favorites of the audience.
Four-time world champion, Canadian men's champion, Kurt Browning.
Probably the anchor of this team, Kurt Browning, 4 times a world champion, brings a lot of experience
Canadian
to Team Canada.
Champions, world competitors, Michelle McDonald and Martin Smith.
Michelle and Martin are currently touring with Torvill and Dean. Christopher Dean choreographed one of their programs in this competition.
3-time Canadian ladies champion, 2-time Olympic competitor, José Chouinard.
It's going to come down to José and Kurt and how they skate. They hold the keys to Canada's chances.
And now representing Team Europe, German pairs champions, Olympic team members, Anushka Glaser and Axel Rauschenbach.
Relatively unknown, but still, they need to turn in a good performance to help Team Europe.
Olympic gold medalist, European champion, Robin Cousin.
A lot of experience on Team Europe. Robin is one of 4 gold medalists.
Four-time world champions, Jane Torvill and Christopher Dean.
Jane and Chris are currently touring in their own world tour. This is their only competition this year.
2-time Olympic gold medalist, 4-time world champion, Katarina Witt.
As with Kurt Browning, she's bringing 4 world championships of experience into this event and 2 Olympic gold medals.
Now for the Russian team. 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 4-time world champions, Ekaterina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov.
Arguably the greatest pair team of all time. They get better with each performance.
World champion, 4-time European champion, Alexander Fadeev.
Before Viktor Petrenko, when there was still a Soviet Union, the lead single skater was Alexander Fadeev.
Olympic silver and bronze medalists, world champions Maya Usova and Alexander Zulin.
They beat Torvill and Dean in Lillehammer, and they're here to make it a repeat.
Three-time USSR ladies champion, world silver medalist Anna Kondrashova.
Possibly the weak link to this team, but with a good performance could be the difference in this competition.
Now, two-time U.S. national pairs champions, Olympic team members, Kala Urbanski and Rocky Marble.
Well, they're together once again after having split up 3 times, skating better than ever.
Olympic silver medalist, world professional champion, Paul Wiley.
The strength of this American team is in its single skating, and they're going to need 2 strong performances from Paul Wiley.
2-time U.S. ice dance silver medalists, Olympic competitors, Susan Wynn and Russ Witherby.
Susie and Russ are also on tour with Torvill and Dean, and they have a refreshing style that's going to add some variety to the dance event.
Olympic gold medalist, 2-time world champion, Christy Yamaguchi.
She's skating better than she's ever skated in her life, and right now people are saying that she is once again the greatest female skater in the world.
Not a bad collection of talent, huh? Among the other accomplishments, 7 Olympic gold medals and 21 world championships for these competitors. Good afternoon, everybody. You've met the competitors for the other teams. Let me introduce you to our team. I'm Vern Lundquist, along with Tracy Wilson, who won a bronze medal in ice dancing in Calgary in 1988, and of course Scotty Hamilton, who is the Olympic gold medalist from 1984. We're going to see pairs and the men's technical program today, then the dance and the ladies tomorrow, and we'll see all of the artistic programs in tomorrow's second session. But this ought to be quite an event, Scott. What about the men?
Well, the men are all different. Paul Wiley, a great technical skater, a wonderful artist. Kurt Browning, again, a great technical skater and a great artist. Robin Cousins will be much more competitive in the artistic event, but watch out. Team Russia has a secret weapon. His name is Alexander Fadeev, the 1985 world champion, and if he turns in a performance here, he could really help that team a lot.
The favorites in the pairs events are going to be Gordieva and Grinkov from Russia. They're the reigning Olympic champions. This is their competition to lose, because if they skate clean, they're tough to beat. They can't make a mistake because they're up against Olympic bronze medalists, a very popular team from Canada, Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Iser. They might not be the favorite for the judges, but with this audience, there's a good chance they'll be the favorite there. Also, you remember 92, Albertville, Urbanski and Marble, the waitress and the truck driver? Well, they're back together again. They're as feisty as ever, and they're going to be trying to keep this American team close after the pairs.
Back in Amherst, and the warm-up begins for the men and pairs from USA and Canada. And that means on the ice right now, Paul Wiley of the United States.
Paul Wiley is coming off a rather disappointing competition. He's been struggling a little bit with his consistency, but he balances that artistry so well with his technical ability. If he's on, he can compete with anybody in the world. He's proven that time and time again. Warming up nice and slow here. A nice single axle there.
Kurt Browning is also coming off a disappointing competition. Now, he is probably the most talented skater I've ever seen. He's been having trouble as a professional, and I think Scotty's not too happy right now with his professional debut.
Well, the professional transition from amateur to professional is a very difficult one. I think it's been really tough on Kurt. He's coming off a disappointing Olympics, and to try to reset all of your goals into a professional world when you're really struggled in your last major competition is always tough. But he's, again, I agree with you, he's one of the most talented skaters I've ever seen, and if anybody can pull it out, he can. Great crowd skater.
Let's take you through the format. Again, today we will see the technical program for the men and the pairs. This will be 50% of the score, and the marks in the technical program are based on athletic ability, speed, strength. Scotty, you might talk about some of these elements.
Well, both programs are pretty equal between the technical program and the artistic program, but again, the judges are looking more at the athletic ability of the skaters than they are the actual artistry. Tomorrow, they'll be looking more at the artistry of the skater, but you need to have the technical ability as well. So both programs, not only are they 50%, but they're equally as important in the judges' eyes.
There will be 7 judges, and the scoring will be a single mark now, not 2, just a single mark. But that mark is judged on a 6.0 basis. The high and the low marks among the 7 will be discarded, then the remaining marks added together. So that what we'll see today is each team's pair and man skate, and then in effect an average mark will be given, and that will constitute the team score. Now, one of the unusual aspects of what we're seeing on the ice right now are men and pairs warming up simultaneously. Brasseur and Eisler from Canada, and Urbanski and Marble. But first, let's go down to the 4th member of our commentary team. We've been joined by Andrea Joyce.
Well, this team competition concept isn't exactly brand new for Kristi Yamaguchi and Katarina Witt. You both participated in Ice Wars. What do you like about the team competition?
Well, that was the first time, and we really enjoyed it because you would cheer each other on, and you would like support each other, and you just would be there, and you wouldn't have so much pressure than just being on your own. So that was great.
Does it change your preparation, though? I mean, I notice you're a little bit distracted paying attention to everybody else.
Well, no, it makes it a lot of fun. We're here cheering for the USA team, and hopefully you'll see those stars and stripes waving in the stands, and I think we have the home team advantage, but it's a great lineup of skating. It should be great.
A friendly competition. Back to you, Vern.
the first ones to compete here in the World Team Championship. Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler.
Vern, they are such a popular team, popular with the audience. They don't have a balletic style, not a classical style, but they sure know how to get the audience. Great sense of humor.
Very strong technically, too. The lifts they do are so difficult, and the triple twist they have in this program is a monster. So they're a lot of fun to watch.
And you remember back in 1992 in Albertville, they were paired as the waitress and the truck driver. Here's a bulletin. They're back together, but here's further bulletin material. She's no longer a waitress, and he's no longer a truck driver. They are skating together, Kala Urbanski and Rocky Marvel.
And what's great about these two pairs is that you've got two trick skaters going back to back. It's going to be exciting because their specialties are pretty identical. Brasseur and Eisler, great champions. Right here, great champions. They're skating very well. They're coming off a really good competitive season, but they're having trouble with this team right here. They just can't seem to find a way to beat them. Gordiev and Grinkov, arguably the greatest pair team in the world, maybe the greatest ever. But Urbanski and Marvel have to skate well to keep it close. The U.S. team really excels in the singles, and looking at the singles here, Paul Wiley could be, you know, the anchor of this team with Kristi Yamaguchi. The Americans really take off in the singles. They've got to do well there because the other events aren't quite as strong, but they need some help from Urbanski and Marvel.
First on the ice representing Canada, the 1993 World Pairs Champions, twice bronze medalists, both in 92 and 94. The very popular Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler. And they've chosen to skate to music from the musical Grease, Hopelessly Devoted, and We Go Together.
You talked about their incredible strength. This shows strength on both their parts. Lloyd's is obvious, and Isabelle really has to tighten to hold this move.
Triple Salchow. 1 foot, nicely landed. Their next big move right here, a triple twist. Look how high she goes over his head. Called the hydrant lift for obvious reasons.
skaters hate skating first because the audience is really quiet and it's hard to get yourself pumped up. But I think this is a great place for them to skate. I have not seen them skate so cleanly all year.
Well, that's a wonderful start for Canada in this team competition. Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisner, they've been together since 1987. And again, the format will have pairs and men's technical today, and that means that Kurt Browning of Canada will leave an extra skate, and then a score for the Canadian team will be given. And this technical program that we see in the first session today will account for 50% of the total score. We'll be back with four-time world champion Kurt Browning from the Mullins Center on the campus of the University of Massachusetts right after this. From Hearst, Massachusetts, the Northwestern Mutual Life World Team Championship, and the first of the men to compete, four-time world champion from Toronto, Canada. Here is Kurt Browning. And he'll skate to the music of W.C. Handy's St. Louis Blues, performed by Doc Severinsen, with Isabelle and Lloyd and Michelle and Mark and Jose urging him on.
Struggling with all sorts of boot problems, which has started to get into all sorts of confidence problems. His opening move, very important here. Double axel. It looked like he was going after the triple. This technical program was his technical program at the Olympic Games, Lillehammer. Next move, triple toe loop. Into triple toe loop. Some of the best feet I've ever seen. I always talk about them, but this footwork sequence right here is one of my favorites of all time. Performance. He's been having so many problems, and that was very strong.
I think Team Canada liked it, and I think Mr. Browning is pleased. Very nice. Boy, he has really had an enigmatic professional season this fall. This will help a little bit.
Well, he really struggled the second night in the Ice Wars competition, and recently in Canada, another disappointing performance for Kurt. Maybe it's performances like this one that'll get him back on track. That transition from amateur to professional is a tough one, even with all those world championships.
Best triple axel I ever missed.
Kurt Browning's technical program. Kurt Browning's technical program complete. Again, 1 mark will be given covering the quality of the 2 performances by the 7 judges: Ron Ludington, Jacqueline Dubieff, Igor Spilban, Petra Burka, Colleen O'Connor, Barbara Wagner, and Bernard Ford, all either former skaters or coaches. The referee is Kerry Leach.
Another look back at what makes this a technical program. If technical moves like this throw triple Salchow, he'll throw her into the air 1, 2, 3 times around. Nicely landed on 1 foot. And for Kurt, this triple combination, he's so quick and strong. Look at how quick he gets into the air here. Just 1, 2, 3, no problem there. He just reaches back and says, okay, how about 1 more? 1, 2, 3. Nicely landed.
Bigger allowance, say that. They can't turn you down on TV. Say, Mom and Dad, I want a bigger allowance. You're never going to get it.
Kurt Browning gets fans across the spectrum. And here are the scores now. These are an average of the scores for the pair and for Kurt Browning.
And it's not tough to figure out that 5.75 is an average between a 5.7 and a 5.8. Great marks. 5.65 a little bit low, but they both have to be really pleased with their performances.
So the total for Team Canada after Brasseur and Eisner and Browning have skated 28.6. That's the score that the U.S., Russia, and Europe will be shooting at. And when we return to Amherst, Massachusetts, Urbanski and Marble. At the 1992 Winter Olympics, we brought you the unlikely story of Kala Urbanski and Rocky Marble. You remember the waitress and the truck driver. Written for Hollywood, their story was edited by Reality. And their Olympic dreams came crashing down with a 10th place finish. The pair's sometimes volatile relationship led to a 2-month split after the Olympics. But they got back together the following season, only to find the same disappointment at the World Championships in Prague. In the skating world, Urbanski and Marble became known as better squabblers than skaters.
If you look at the conflict, it was because of we were trying to reach perfection within the program, or something that I wanted that I wasn't getting. And when you're under competition and nobody hears you, you finally just flare up because nobody's listening to you.
They split up again and spent a frustrating last season with other partners. But in March, they reunited, realizing maybe they were better off together after all.
We have each other, and we work with each other better, and it's very enjoyable now. It's great.
It's been pretty smooth sailing for the last 6 months.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, from Team USA, Kala Urbanski and Rocky Marble.
And here they are, skating together now for the 4th time. Most recently competing at the U.S. Open Championships in Worcester, Massachusetts, where they finished 3rd.
Side-by-side double flips.
First lift, the side star.
Whoa! That could have been disaster. Lucky caught his footing just in time to bring her down from that lift.
And it was only his strength that allowed him to do that.
There's such grace and beauty in this sport. Times like that, you're reminded of the extreme danger in it, and times like this.
Well, when you're Kala Urbanski and Rocky Marble and you're skating the music of the Blues Brothers, adrenaline may not always be your friend. Like they just got a little excited there, but nice recovery.
Get their adrenaline under control now, and they're going to need it for their next move. Throw triple loop.
Look at the size, the distance this covers on the ice. She had to come out a little bit early. She still did the 3 row rotations. A little tilted there, but one of the biggest ones I've ever seen.
What do you want for nothing? Rubber biscuit?
You over the barrier. So explosive, so athletic, so strong. A couple bobbles there, but all in all, a trick-filled program.
It's fun to see them compete again. Now 34-year-old Carla Urbanski and her 29-year-old partner Rocky Marble, U.S. champions in 1992 and 93. And we all remember them from their effort in Albertville at the Olympics in 1992.
Here's a look at the side star lift. Once the man gets the lady up in the air, if she's off center at all, it's very difficult to right her. Like Rocky just caught his edge there, but with his strength, he was able to catch her and stop her from hitting the ice.
Look at this throw triple loop. Look at the height, the distance, the speed. It looks like, oh, I'm in trouble. I got to get out of this one quick. Just enormous. So powerful.
And of course, the marks are not given until Paul Wiley completes his program. So Susan Wynn and Russ Britterby, the ice dancing couple, wait with Rocky and Kala. And here is the American man, Paul Wiley, silver medalist in Albertville in 1992. And the music will be from Henry V.
Tight. If you feel a little tear come to your eye when you hear this music, it's because this was his Olympic long program. Everyone had given up on Paul Wiley as an amateur eligible skater competing in the Olympic Games, and he turned in two of the performances of his life. Now when he skates this music, he says he's filled with confidence because it's such a positive feeling for him to be skating to this music again. Opening move, spiral into triple flip. Double. He struggled this and warm up a little bit. Triple axel. He has to go into this 100%. Backed off the takeoff. Single. triple Lutz coming up. He's going to pull this thing as hard as he possibly can. He's not going to back off. Triple Lutz.
Paul Wiley might be just a little gun-shy as he took a really nasty fall in a competition last weekend in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Nice triple toe loop there, though. Season has been so busy for these skaters. They've never had so many professional opportunities, and they're taking advantage of every single one of them. And it's tough to sustain a high level for 3 months. Here, at the end of the program where you're the most tired, and he does it! 2 triple Lutzes in the same program should really light up the judges' scorecards. He's just helped his team immensely. Triple toe, he barely hung on to that one. A little hand down there, but still the 2 triple Lutzes are going to stand out.
He's delayed his entrance into law school 3 times now to pursue a professional skating career. Said he's probably going to stay at this for another year, maybe 2, and then get into Harvard. And
well, Vern, I think you just told Harvard before he did. Gutsy performance. He stayed with it when he doubled the triple flip, and when he singled the axle, he could have easily given up, especially with the problems he's been having. This is just reflex. Sometimes when you know it's not right, it just opens up on you for no particular reason. It was like, nope, it's not going to happen. Your body knows whether it's going to be perfect or not. And then when you're the most tired, you do the next hardest triple to the triple axle, triple Lutz. Look at this air position here. Great. Comes down 1 foot. Great straight back, presentation, extension, everything. Very gutsy performance.
with teammate Kristi Yamaguchi on his left knee. Here are the marks again. This is an average of the marks for the pairs and the men.
Well, any problems that Colin Rocky had were definitely forgotten by the time they got to Paul Wiley. Still, both explosive. Collar Vansky, Rocky Marvel just doing everything they possibly can in a technical program.
The standings after both the Canadian and the U.S. teams had completed the men's and pairs. They're notched 28.6. And right now, let's go down to Andrea Joyce.
All right. All right. Thanks, Vernon, with the American team, part of the American team down here. Paul, you had a great practice this afternoon. What happens in a competition like this when you don't get individual scores? Does it change the way you skate?
Well, I think that takes a bit of the pressure off. And, you know, I was pretty conservative in the first couple jumps. I didn't feel like I was right in the air, so I didn't really go for it. So that, you know, just I didn't want to fall or make any mistakes because I knew that that would reflect worse on the team then.
Bring back some memories getting that program?
It does, and it's really fun. I'm going to do it for the next competition too. It's really great to go back in my mind to Albertville and how great that was.
You guys might not have had the pressure of the individual scores, but you had something else working against you here. Rocky, you haven't been feeling well this week, a touch of the flu. How did it affect you?
It made me very weak out there. I just had to dig deep and give it all I had at the end. Started off kind of shaky and finished off a little bit stronger, so I'm happy.
Are you up for the rest of the night? You got more to do.
I'm up, and hopefully I have enough energy for both of us.
All right, good luck, guys. Back to you, Vern.
All right, Andrea, and on the ice right now, the two-time Olympic gold medalists in pairs. They won a gold medal in 1988 and again in 1994. Ekaterina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov.
This is the team to beat. They are so clean, so smooth, and look how much speed they get. That was a triple twist.
They truly are amazing. Everything they do is technically perfect. They've got this maturity now that they won 2 Olympics. The second one they skated with much more sophistication and maturity, and they grow every single day artistically. It's been really fun to watch them develop as not only as a team, but as a couple with their young daughter, Daria. They're just really wonderful people. Now here's the secret weapon. A lot of people may not remember this man, but he won a world championship in 1985. That was a enormous triple flip right there. He's still skating in the ice capades. He's out there competing still, but he may have been forgotten, but in this competition he can really reestablish himself and really help this Russian team. The men's field here, obviously Kurt Browning, Paul Wiley, 2 household names. Alexander Fadeev, not a household name at all, but a great technical skater, balance between spinning, jumping, footwork. He's very well balanced. And Robin Cousins here, he may not be as competitive in the technical program, but in the artistic program, that's his place to shine. We'll see that tomorrow, but just a beautiful skater, and he's done a lot to enhance the world of men's figure skating.
He doesn't have a lot of triples, but he has beautiful lines, very, very musical, and always enjoyable to watch.
Setting up his most difficult jump here, a double axel. Makes it look very simple. Robin's one of the few men in the world, and only think 2 of the guys in this competition have backflip. Setting it up right there. That'll happen late in his program.
Right now, let's go down to Andrea Joyce. She's with Team Canada.
Well, more than
Team Canada.
Well, more than any other team here, I think the Canadian team has embraced this team competition concept. How important is all of this camaraderie, and where the heck does it come from?
It comes from our team. We're a great team. I mean, the results here mean absolutely nothing. It's a competition that we're going to go home, and who cares? We're not going to remember it. Here we're going to have fun. We have our friends here that we don't get to see all the time. It's the most important thing.
Well, Kurt, you might care a little bit. You've had a little bit of a frustrating competitive season, but you skated beautifully out there so far. What was the difference?
That painful memory for me. I'm here to have
fun. But you skated beautifully out there today. What was the difference?
Lloyd hit me before I skated, and it made all the difference.
There you go, a little bit of inside scoop. Back to you guys.
All right, Andrea. All right, Andrea. 2 of the teams have now completed the men's and pairs technical programs, Canada and the U.S., and they are tied with scores of 28.6. Russia and Europe yet to skate. And when we return, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist Ekaterina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov will be on the ice.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, skating for Team Russia. Ekaterina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov.
They do continue to be a joy to watch. The husband and wife team, now part-time residents of the United States, not far from here, as a matter of fact, in Simsbury, Connecticut. Katerina Gordieva and her husband, Sergei Grinkov. And appropriately, they will skate to a medley of Gershwin tunes that were put together for the Broadway musical Crazy for You.
Television when watching this team is it's deceiving how much speed they skate with. They cover so much ice so quickly. This opening move, a triple twist, look at the height she gets. That is a tough move, and they make it look so easy.
Their throw, a throw double axel. Watch the entry. What a jump. This program really shows their versatility, departure from their classical style. Is there anything they can't do, Scott?
Not to my knowledge. If you're a Paris coach, all you have to do is show a video of one of their long programs, and you tell your students that's exactly how it's done.
Near perfection. Near perfection. Katya Gordieva. That's Sasha Zhulin waving the flag. He gets to compete tomorrow in ice dancing.
You can take their quality for granted. There's such a feeling of confidence when they're skating. You don't worry about anything. And that can help them or hurt them. Look at the triple twist. Shows his strength, her quality. Look at how high they get. Look at her air position. It's absolutely perfect. And they don't lose 1 ounce of speed.
Well, congratulations all around. And when we return, Alexander Fadeev is on the ice. Welcome back to Amherst, Massachusetts. The World Team Skating Championships. Canada and the U.S. have posted scores of 28.6. The Russian pairs, Ekaterina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov, have completed their work. And we're waiting now for Alexander Fadeev Europe is yet to skate. Here's the Russian team, just to remind you. Gordieva and Grinkov, the pairs. The dance team is Usova and Julin. Anna Kondrashova will be the ladies' representative, and Alexander Fadeev is the men's representative.
Also from Team Russia, Alexander Fadeev.
Scotty, you've skated against him a lot, have you not?
He's one of the 3 reasons I retired from amateur skating. The other 2 guys were named Brian. He's been great for a long time. We went head-to-head in Japan in '82, and he's so strong. He's just so strong.
Called The Lost River, and then he'll segue into a piece called The Dance of the Fire Hunter, both by Mickey Hart.
Showing some spinning technique. He's spinning both directions. That's extremely difficult to do. In 1985, a lot of people thought Brian Orser would own the sport for the next 4 years. Alexander Fadeev won every aspect of that World Championship. Triple Lutz, a little bit shaky on the landing, but he pulled it off. Triple flip here. Again, a little bit backwards in the air, but he's got the strength and the determination to be able to save the landing. And a triple toe loop with virtually no speed. Some of his skates with a sense of humor. Another of his strengths is footwork. This is extremely difficult.
Alexander Fadeev, like his teammates Gordieva and Grinkov, and for that matter, Usova and Julin, a part-time resident of the United States. Alexander and his wife and their son live in San Diego. Alexander Fadeev.
Well, that looked like fun. Triple Lutz here. Now he gets in the air really well, but watch him on the way down. Now the air position's great. All this is terrific. Right here, he gets into a little bit of trouble. His upper body comes up a little bit, but he still is so strong. Technically pure, he was able to pull that jump off. He was able to pull that jump off.
Alexander Fadeev's marks will be average for those of Gordieva and Grinkov. And let's look at that G&G death spiral.
Look at the beautiful position Ekaterina gets. Slowly bending over backwards. Sergey gets into a nice pivot position and a little artistry.
Alexander Fadeev turned pro in 1990, but this is the first time he has competed under the Russian flag. Previously, it had been under the flag of the Soviet Union. Now the scores for the Russian team, and these are an average. How good are these? Oh.
Well, you can't get much better than Gordieva and Grinkov did in their program, and Alexander just held up his end.
We thought he was going to be a secret weapon, and he turned in a great performance. 4 different triple jumps.
Wow, terrific.
Congratulations, great job so far. Katja, you looked so calm and so composed while you were skating, but because this is a team competition, were you nervous when Alexander was skating?
Yes, of course, because it's a team competition and we all nervous about each other, and we wish each other very good luck and best skating they have ever seen.
You all competed together at the 1988 Olympics. Did it seem like old times to you?
Well, that seems like it's been a lot of time since then. Yeah, and we used to be the same, like very tight team, from the same club, and I'm just glad we meet together again.
All right, best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right,
thank you.
All right, let's take a look at the Team Europe. Torvill and Dean in ice dance, Katarina Witt in the ladies, Robin Cousins the men, and the pairs Glazer and Rauschenbach.
This pair team is really very, very much unknown, but in the world of figure skating, if you look in, year out, the Russians are always on top, but there's always a competitive German team. So this may be the weakest part of their team, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of performance they can deliver.
25-year-old Anushka Glazer and 27-year-old Axel Rauschenbach. You heard Tracy say earlier that she's a physical therapist and he's a banker, so they train every evening. This is music from the movie The Cotton Club.
They have a very difficult program planned, starting with side-by-side double axels. Those are the hardest jumps we will have seen attempted in the pairs event. They both did them beautifully.
Triple Salchow. She doubles it. It happened right on the takeoff. You can see she hits a little bit, flinched. There can be nothing but commitment when you're doing throw triple Salchow.
You know, we've often talked about the soap operatic aspects of this sport, particularly when it concerns Russian ice dancers. But follow me now. Axel Rauschenbach is married to the 1980 Olympic gold medalist Annette Pusch, who once was married to Katarina Witt's brother. They had a child, Katarina's niece. So Axel Rauschenbach's stepdaughter is Katarina Witt's niece. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Katarina's brother's name is Axel as well, so I think
reunions aren't confusing. Glazer and Rauschenbach. There's Katarina, Torvill and Dean. Team Europe.
Well, the judges are going to take note of the side-by-side double axels. This is a technical program. These are the most difficult jumps attempted in the pairs event. Well landed by both of them.
And then, yes, Katarina says, yes, if your name is Axel, you better land it. That's all there is to it.
We'll be back with the final competitor for Team Europe. We'll watch the performance of Robin Cousins from Amherst, Massachusetts, right after this.
Back in Amherst, the Russians well into the lead, 29.45. Canada and the U.S. tied at 28.6. And the final competitor in this first session of the World Team Championships, the 1980 Olympic gold medalist from London, England. Here is Robin Cousins.
Robin's opening his program very similar to the way Alexander Fadeev did, with spinning in both directions. This is extremely difficult. Robin's a magnificent choreographer. His presence on the ice and his contact with the audience is some of the best in the world. What limits him in a competition like this is the lack of triple jumps. But you do not measure Robin Cousins' qualities in the air.
The title of this tune is Alone, played by Kenny G.
His hardest jump is double axel right here. The height and distance. When he does a double axel that easy, it makes you wonder why he doesn't have every single triple in his arsenal. Single Lutz there. He just got blocked a little bit on his takeoff. For a backflip. He's one of the few skaters that lay it out.
Where would that compare on a scale of technical difficulty with the triple axel, say?
It's much easier than a triple axel. It's just harder to learn. On a triple axel, you'll sprain an ankle or twist a knee. On a backflip, you'll get a plate put in your head. Another one of Robin's classic moves are the side slide spiral. You don't need the fireworks to get the crowd going, just something that's inventive and beautifully delivered. In the opposite direction.
Well, he truly does epitomize style and grace on the ice, and always such a joy to watch perform.
He's so valuable to these competitions. A lot of people say, well, you don't do the triple jumps, and why do you even bother competing? But he brings such a level of quality in choreography and presentation and line and spinning. You don't need the triples to compete in the highest levels. You just need to be a great skater, and that's what he is. The slide spiral is just beautiful. He gets in a great position. The length of his legs really accentuates this move. Watch, he gets in a beautiful position there, and then he turns his body. It's great choreography. Beautiful skating.
Technical scores for Team Europe.
Now the technical scores. Again, the high and the low marks thrown out, and this represents an average of the pairs and the men.
Well, the throw double Satcom might have hurt him, and also a lot of the judges are looking for the triple jumps. But Robin will be much more competitive in the artistic event.
You think Katarina Witt's not courageous? We're at the home of Amherst College. She's wearing a sweatshirt from Williams, one of the school's biggest rivals. Russia has a commanding lead after the first session, 29.45. Canada and the U.S. tied at 28.6, and the European team trails by 0.2 of a point at 28.4.
Team Europe is third. Right now, let's go down to Andrea Joyce.
All right, I'm with Robin Cousins, the captain of the European team. What are you going to say to your teammates to get them back into this?
To get them back into this, they just got to do their job. I mean, we all need to go out and do our job. For me, it wasn't sort of one of my better days, but Anushka and Axel were wonderful, and we've got Jane and Chris and Katarina to follow. It's a tough group to be involved with. I mean, I don't think there's any losers. We've all been winners, and I think one of the nice things is to get everybody in the same place at the same time, which is, I think, a feat in itself.
Tell us a little bit about the backflip.
I learned it on the floor. I'm a sort of not a gymnast, but I love to throw the body around, and was taught by Skippy Baxter, who was the first person ever to do it many, many years ago. People think sort of myself and a few others sort of invented it, but it was done way back in the 30s, I think 30s or 40s. So I learned it on a piece of ice that was 30 feet square. And it's just a question of, it's one of my favorite things to do. It's sort of definitely a crowd pleaser, and I would get lynched if I didn't do it every time now, but it certainly takes its toll on the body.
Definitely a crowd pleaser. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, Christy Yamaguchi leads Team USA, while Jane Torval and Christopher Dean are part of the strong suit of Team Europe. We'll see the dance and ladies technical programs and everyone's artistic program. The Northwestern Mutual Life World Team Skating Championship tomorrow at 3 Eastern. Coming up evening with Walker, Texas Ranger. Today, no surprise to see Team Russia led by the incomparable pair of Katya Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov. The Russians lead after the opening session.
Paul Wiley with a courageous performance today. Brought back all sorts of memories of Albertville. More memories from Albertville were brought back by Kala and Rocky. And with the strength of their technical performance, the U.S. is in second place.
Kurt Browning said it was the best triple axel he ever missed, but that didn't stop him from delivering a strong performance. He knew it. Teammates Brasseur and Eisler went out after the crowd and came away with a second-place tie.
This didn't figure to be the strongest day for Team Europe. Their strength lies with Katarina Witt and Torval and Dean. But Robin Cousins delivered a competitive program to keep them close, heading for tomorrow. Everyone's invited back for the finish. We hope to see you all tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Led by Gordieva and Grinkov, the Russians are in the lead after the opening session of the World Team Skating Championship. But the Canadians had Kurt Browning. And the Americans had Kala Urbanski and Rocky Marvel. And both those teams are tied for a close second place as we head into today's final session.
Brings you the Northwestern Mutual Life World Team Skating Championship. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, and welcome to Amherst. If you were with us a month ago on Ice Wars, you saw the U.S. take on the world. Well, today, 2 members of that U.S. team, Paul Wiley and Christy Yamaguchi, have added partners, an ice dancing couple and a pairs team, and they will take on teams from Russia, Canada, and Europe in this team skating championship. I'm joined, as always, by my teammates, Olympic medalist Tracy Wilson and Scott Hamilton. Tracy, give us an idea of what kind of a competition we're going to have today.
Well, this is something for everybody. Each team has a man, a lady, a pairs, and a dance team. Taking a look at the Russian team, they're led by the pairs and the dance teams. Gordieva and Grinkov are absolutely outstanding. Every time we see them, we say, oh, they can't get better than that. And they do. The dance team, Usova and Zulin, exquisite. They're not as strong in the singles, but watch out for Fadeev. Taking a look at the European team, they're led by the great British dance team of Torvill and Dean. Also joining them, two veterans, Katarina Witt and Robin Cousins.
Well, in Russia and Europe, the highlights there are the pairs and the dance. But in Team Canada, well, you really need help from the single skaters. Kurt Browning, a 4-time world champion, leads the Canadian team. José Chouinard, a beautiful skater. When she's on, she can light up the building. Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler, a very strong pair team. They haven't had a lot of luck beating Gordieva and Grinkov, but they're always close. They're going to need help from McDonald and Smith as well. The USA team led by Kristi Yamaguchi, probably the best female skater in the world right now. She's winning professional competitions all over the place. Paul Wiley turned in a great technical performance yesterday, skating very well. They're going to need help, though. Collar Bansky, Rocky Marvel, they need to stay close in the pairs and the dance if they want to win this competition, because the singles are their strength.
Now let's take you through the format. Each team member will skate both a technical program and an artistic program. Yesterday we saw the men's and the pairs technical. Today the ladies and ice dance technical and all of the artistic programs. And each accounts for 50% of the total score. 7 judges, a 6.0 basis. The high and the low marks will be discarded. We'll see 2 performances, and then an average mark will be given. And that will reflect that team's score when those 5 scores are added together. At the end of yesterday's competition, Russia had posted a score of 29.45. Canada and the United States tied at 28.6, and the European team in 4th with 28.4. Today begins with dance and ladies technical programs, and already the Canadian ice dancers Michelle McDonald and Martin Smith have been on the ice.
Well, Michelle and Martin got the Canadian team off to a good start. This is a Cajun program that was choreographed by Christopher Dean.
When we come back, José Chouinard will be on the ice for Team Canada, and then we'll see the Canadian team score.
Back in Amherst for the World Team Championship. And now skating her technical program, 3-time Canadian champion, now 25 years of age, José Chouinard. And she'll skate to the music of George Gershwin. This is her interpretation of An American in Paris.
José is a very explosive jumper. Her opening move is a triple flip. She doubled it. It looked like her toe slipped out of the ice. One thing that could be a factor, if you look at the ice, you can see a reflection. That means it's wet. Wet ice can get kind of sloppy. It can break away under your feet, and that affects your confidence. Her next jump is a triple Lutz, her most difficult. And she doubles that one as well. Again, it looked like she picked a little too close to her other foot, and the toe just slipped. Triple toe loop here. She went after that one.
That whistle belongs to Lloyd Eisler, by the way, her teammate.
When you watch the Olympic Games or World Championships or any other international event, the Canadians are probably the most supportive of their own. They're always there in team uniforms. They're always waving flags. They're at every event. And this one's no different.
Lloyd went out shopping this afternoon to buy all the different sound effects that you're hearing, horns and whistles. Being a former Canadian team member, I can tell you it sure is nice to know your team's along with you as you're out there competing.
Now with wet ice, edge jumps sometimes get a lot of extra height. Triple Salchow here. Beautiful triple Salchow. Again, another attempt at triple Lutz. And another double. And a nice triple toe loop to close off her triple passes. Beautiful triple toe loop there. Her final move, a death drop. Into a Thompson spin.
José Chouinard and her teammates.
Small item in his biography. He once played minor league baseball on a team with Tim McCarver.
Now watch the toe. It'll go in really close to your other foot. It looks like it just slips a little bit. It doesn't really plant. You need that toe to just stick in the ice to shoot you straight in the air. It'd be like a pole vaulter. If the pole slips out, they're not going anywhere.
And the scores, again, this is the average of the effort of the ice dancing team of McDonald and Smith and José Chouinard. And the high and the low mark will be thrown out.
5.65.
Nice to see José in the program really come back fighting. In the past, she might have given up on a program, missing the first two jumps.
So Team Canada has established a mark of 57.05. The USA team will be next, and Katarina Witt a little later this afternoon.
We're back in Amherst, Massachusetts, and now the U.S. ice dancing team, Susie Wynn and Russ Witherby.
And they will skate to music from the movie Swing Kids by Mir Bis-Duchen. Just a reminder, this is the World Team Championship. Teams from the USA, Russia, Canada, and a team representing Europe And competition is being held in each of the 4 disciplines in figure skating. You're watching the American ice dancing team right now. Susie Wynn and Russ Witherby. We've also got men's and ladies singles and the pairs competition. And today you're seeing the technical programs for the ice dancers and the ladies. And then we'll have the artistic programs for each of the 4 disciplines. Team scores accumulated and announced as we go along.
With this being the technical programs, when the judges are judging this event, they'll look at it. If 2 programs are pretty close in marks, they'll give the edge to the program which they thought was most technical. This program is very smooth and well skated. This is a number that they perform on Torvill and Dean Tour. 3 of the dancers in this event are on Jane and Chris's tour.
Susie and Russ both have Olympic experience as well, but not with each other. She and her partner Joseph Drewer competed in Calgary in 1988, and Russ and his partner April Sargent Thomas competed as an ice dancing team in Albertville in 1992. Susie Wynn's personality gives meaning to the term effervescent.
Yeah, she reaches the people right up in the very last row. Comes right from the heart. Great footwork sequence here. Hard to pull that one together on the wet ice.
Team USA. That looked a little like an off-tackle run. Fine shoulder block by Susie Wynn. Wynn and Witherby. And we'll return to Amherst, Massachusetts, and the Olympic gold medalist Kristi Yamaguchi right after this.
Hello.
We're back in Amherst, where we're going to have the pleasure now of watching a young woman who might just be skating as well as any woman in the world right now. The Olympic gold medalist, 23-year-old Kristi Yamaguchi. The music is that of Frédéric Chopin.
Triple jumps in this program, all different takeoffs. First is a combination of moves, triple Lutz into double toe loop. After watching Jose Chouinard's toes slip out in a couple of those pick takeoffs, it's nice to see Kristi Yamaguchi able to land the triple Lutz even on less than perfect ice conditions. Next takeoff is triple flip, and it's very similar, gliding on the left foot, picking with the right. Even nicer than the triple Lutz.
Scott, Kristi said during the practice that this ice arena was large. What does she mean? Length or width?
Both. It's 200 by 100. Normally, NHL-sized rinks are 200 by 185. It just seems so much bigger when you have that extra 15 feet. It seems like it takes forever to get to the other end of the ice. And that can wear you out because you're trying to skate to the same dimensions. And so you have to push harder, and you're always a little bit behind the music. For the Russians and the Europeans, it's not a factor at all because they train on this surface of ice all the time. Our third triple pass right here, triple loop. She had a little more height than she expected on that one. She had lots of space on the way down to be able to check that and landed on one foot. Christy's been training in Edmonton with her coach from the Olympics. Christy Cascard-Ness in a triple toe here. The extra work in the weight room, the extra work with her coach on the ice doing choreography and everything else has really been a nice commitment. She's automatic. Solid on the jumps, and watch this camel spin. She'll go right over to an outside edge. Extremely difficult to do a camel spin on an outside edge. It's a simply perfect routine for Christy Yamaguchi.
She is a special lady.
Nobody, including Christy Yamaguchi, could ask for anything more than what she just delivered. Technically brilliant, technically balanced. I wouldn't be surprised if she got straight 6.0s from the judging panel.
Because she was the occupant of the Olympic gold medal crown for only 2 years, and in part because of the noise created by the Harding-Kerrigan thing, I just don't know that Christy Yamaguchi has ever gotten her just respect and reward for that championship.
Integrity breeds longevity. Christy Yamaguchi will be around a long time. This triple Lutz here. Gliding left, she's going to reach back and pick with her right foot. Air position, strength, determination, commitment. Didn't look like she got as much height as she wanted, but still a beautiful triple Lutz.
Well, she stole the show in Ice Wars a month ago. She's made a heck of a mark here in the technical program in Amherst, Massachusetts. Now the technical scores, and again, these are an average of the scores posted by Susie Wynn and Russ Witherby and Christy Yamaguchi.
5.9s, you wonder what the average is. There had to be some 6s in that judging panel.
And 5.85.
And so the standings, the United States team has gone on top of Canada, 57.85 to 57.05. The Russians and the European teams yet to skate. Right now, let's go down to Andrea with Team USA.
Christy, a terrific performance. The ice is wet, and yet it didn't seem to bother you at all. Were you concerned?
Well, I think it was mostly mental, saying you better not fall, otherwise you'll have a wet spot all the way down your leg. But, you know, it's softer, and I like it that way, and it worked out for me.
Well, if anyone has ever heard you give a motivational speech, they know why you're the team captain. What's your motivational message to the USA team now?
Well, now I don't know where we are, but it's just everybody do your best program.
You pulled ahead of the Canadians.
Did we really?
All
so
right.
Do our best program and take a little inspiration from Christy here and just nail it. That's all. We'll do it.
1 point. And on the ice right now, the ice dancing couple from Russia and also from Lake Placid, New York. Maya Usova and Alexander Zhulin. And this will be a blues number played by Eddie Lewis. It's called Blues 4 O'Clock.
They were the 1993 World Ice Dance Champions. And this is the program that they used when they won that title. They were silver medalists at the Olympics in Lillehammer. It was the closest ice dance competition in the history of the Olympics. They were silver with a 5-4 split. If one judge had gone their way, they would have been gold medalists. That's how close it was.
That gold medal won by Oksana Gryczuk and Yevgeny Platov, with Torvill and Dean third, and it remains one of the more controversial ice dancing events in recent years.
They were so disappointed they decided to retire from amateur skating, skate professional for a year, and then they plan to go back.
Now they do have their eye on 98, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Maya Ursova, Sasha Zulin, bronze in 92, silver in 94. They have their eye on gold in 98.
When we return, Anna Kondrashova skates for Team Russia. Katarina Witt will skate for Team Europe.
Back in Amherst, where the final member of the Russian team ready to take the ice. 29-year-old Anna Kondrashova in 1984, when Katarina Witt won the World Championship. Anna Kondrashova was the silver medalist. She's a three-time Soviet champion in 85, 86, and 87. And she's going to skate to Jazz.
It's been a long time since I've seen Anna skate. I was surprised that she was in this competition. I was wondering who was going to be the ladies member of the Russian team. Brought back memories from 1982 on a European tour. She's now a mother of two.
And a resident of Norway. Her husband was an Estonian Nordic combined skier, and they found training conditions better in Norway, and that's where they reside. beginning of the program this afternoon about the Russian strength in pairs and ice dance. So a lot of pressure, I would think, Scotty, on Anna Kondrashova to hold up her end of it, particularly in light of what Kristi Yamaguchi accomplished.
Well, Kristi did 4 different triple jumps in her program. Anna hasn't planned one. Her most difficult jump is a double axel. It's coming up right now. Nice double axel. It seems like if you're a skater in Russia, you aspire to be a dancer or a pair skater. If you're a skater in the United States, you want to do it all on your own. Double flip.
Anna Kondrashova, Alexander Fadeev, Ursula Zhulin, Gordieva Grinkov, Team Russia. Hoping now that they'll retain the lead when the scores are announced.
And look at the double axel. Look, she'll step right into it. You have to be very aggressive on this because it's a forward takeoff, the only forward takeoff in skating. Good air position and a nice landing.
Alexander Fadeev, Ursula Zhulin, Gordieva Grinkov, Team Russia. Hoping now that they'll retain the lead when the scores are announced.
And look at the double axel. Look, she'll step right into it. You have to be very aggressive on this because it's a forward takeoff, the only forward takeoff in skating. Good air position and a nice landing. I think what could really hurt Anna in this program is a lack of speed and no triple jumps.
And now the scores again, 7 judges, 1 mark on a 6.0 basis, and this is the average of the 2 marks, Anna Kondrashova and Ursula Zhulin.
5.7.
Again, the fact that there were no triples in that program
and 5.7
really brought the mark down.
Russians do retain the lead, 57.95. Kristi Yamaguchi helped the U.S. close the gap. Canada third and Europe yet to skate. And that means Torvill Dean and Katarina Witt when we return. And dance.
It was their long program, but it truly is a technical program. It is so difficult, full of tricky footwork. We talked about the controversy in the judging of the ice dance event at the Olympics. They received so many facts after their bronze medal. Gene Kelly, Julie Andrews, Kirk Douglas, to name a few, wrote to tell them they thought they should have had gold.
This is such a difficult step. This whole last section, choreographed beautifully.
Team Europe, Torvill and Dean.
They have the talent of being able to bring a piece of music to life.
This might well be their last professional competition. It's the only one they've chosen to enter this season. Matter of fact, it's only the 5th they've ever entered. 2 in the mid-'80s and 2 in 1990. They've never been defeated.
Katarina has been joined here by her longtime coach, Frau Jutta Müller, and there's the familiar pat that has been a part of every competition Katarina has entered under the tutelage of Frau Müller since she was a very young teenager. Katarina Witt, the final member of Team Europe. And this is called Solo.
How's the comfort level of skating after Torvill and Dean when you're a member of the same team? We'll find out right here in this triple toe loop. A lot of speed going in. Oh, she got tilted in the air. She had more height than she needed to complete the 3 rotations. It was just the tilting. It's hard to land a jump that's tilted. Now she has to go right into a double axel. Nice recovery.
When Katarina completes her performance, the average mark will be given. The average between her mark and that of Torvill and Dean. And of course, Torvill and Dean were near perfection. So it's a question, I guess, right now of how much that one fall will cost Katarina and Team Europe.
The last jump in this program is another triple toe loop. And that'll be the last image in the judge's eyes, technically, in this program.
Well, she'll have the crowd on her side. She turned 29 years old last Saturday, and someone here knew that. A while ago, the crowd broke into "Happy Birthday, Katarina."
She returned the singing with a gorgeous, enormous triple toe loop. So, again, the last jump in this program is the triple toe, and she's going to need it. It's right here. And she doubles it.
And you could almost read her lips when she did.
Almost.
She wasn't speaking German.
That's so frustrating. You have a great warm-up. The first triple toe loop is actually a little too good, and you miss it. Then you know you need the last one, and you try too hard and double it. She knows she let that one get away. You could read her lips that time. She said, "I'm sorry."
Katharina, who is still a resident of Chemnitz, what was once Karl Marxstadt in East Germany. She also, of course, lives in Berlin and bought an apartment in New York City. She finally got a chance to go up and spend a couple of days in New York last week. She's heading home to Berlin for the Christmas holidays.
Now look at the triple toe loop here. She'll get up in the air. It's a very big jump. She has a lot of speed, but she gets tilted. She gets tilted right in here. Tilted backwards. You're trying to land on your right foot. Impossible to save. Here's the second one. It looked like she just tried to muscle it. You need, yep, her upper body went too soon. She couldn't get the third revolution off. She couldn't get the third revolution off. She's been skating a lot better since Ice Wars. It's a shame that she let that performance get away.
Now the scores, and again, these represent an average between Katarina's marks and Torvill Dean, her teammates. Robin Cousins warning her that the microphone is nearby.
Very frustrating. 5.85. You got to wonder how many sixes that Torvill Dean got. I tell you, it's a comfort level of skating after them. Has to be great. It's a shame that Katarina couldn't have skated better.
So we're halfway.
Katarina, you had a great warm-up. What happened?
Oh, I don't know. I just got so nervous. Chris and Jane, they skated so well before, so I thought I really want to skate well, and I'm in such a good shape, and the warm-up went so well. I have no idea what happened. I just got more nervous. I just wanted to put the extra edge on and just fell, and from there, you know, it's just really hard to come back.
You all have so much touring professional experience, and yet you all seem drawn back to competition. What's the attraction?
Well, this is a different kind of event with a team thing. Like Katarina said, you know, she was trying to do well for the team, and that's how we felt, really. You really get a sort of a team spirit about it. So it's not like a head-to-head competition, really.
Is it tough for you guys, though, because you've got the Canadian ice dancers and the American ice dancers who are part of your show?
Well, we're all big friends. I mean, sort of friendly rivalry, but we all help each other on the practice and everything. So we all enjoy it. We'll rib each other in the changing rooms a little bit.
All right, thanks a bunch. Back to you, Vern.
All right, Andrea. All right, Andrea, we're halfway through this event and the artistic competition yet to come. 1 point separating all four teams. About as close as you thought, Scotty?
I'm surprised it's this close, and then again, I'm not surprised it's close at all. I mean, the team competitions are so new that it's hard to figure out what a lead is anymore. Going into the artistic program, which counts as 50%, I don't think too much has changed. The Americans are still led by Kristi Yamaguchi and Paul Wiley. They have to hope for great performances from Urbanski, Marvel, Wynn, and Witherby. And for the Russians, it hasn't changed either. I think that Gordieva and Grinkov are going to lead that team with Usova and Julin.
And what the team concept does do, though, is take the pressure off the performers. They've got their teammates cheering them on. They don't have to worry about head-to-head competition. That's going to bring the best out of them in the next performances.
So the Russians have the lead halfway through the event. The Americans right on their heels, followed by Team Europe and then Team Canada. We'll be back with the second half of the second session from Amherst, Mass. right after this.